What is a job that you can start in your 30s without a degree? I decided that I wanted to pursue a career as a professional pilot when I was 30. Became a flight instructor at 33 and airline pilot at 34. While working a pretty brutal warehouse job next to a little municipal airport, I would see small airplanes flying around all the time on my outdoor lunch breaks. One day I just decided to go over to the airport office and started talking to people. Turns out there was a small flight school at the airport and they were super eager to tell me all about a national pilot shortage and that I could have a career in just a couple years. NGL, it was expensive. But my pretty standard warehouse labor job couldn't stop making me work every day and thus providing me a decent overtime income. But anyway, I was just so excited about the idea that I figured out a way to pay for it and flew about 1 to 2 times a week. There was a couple small loans involved to keep the training going a couple years down the road. Anyway, I can't think of a better job for someone looking to get out of the normal 9 to 5. There are no formal education requirements for most airlines, and those that still require a 4-year degree will most likely be doing away with the requirement soon. If you are relatively healthy, you should not have a problem meeting the medical requirements as well. If you want in, you can get in, and we want you here. Back when I was in retail, apparently a couple of guys were outside on break when a helicopter flew over. One of them made a comment about look at him, flying around up there, seeing all the things, and we're in this shithole. Then he had a light bulb moment and we never saw him again. Found out he quit and went to become a helo pilot. My daughter wants to be a pilot. She wanted to go to college so she's majoring in aeronautical engineering and business. She's going to start her own airline. Richard Branson says the best way to become a millionaire is to run your own airline after having been a billionaire. My father-in-law was also a restaurant manager and I wish like hell he had changed careers earlier. That career is brutal and takes up so much of your time. He switched to be a bus driver, got promoted to dispatcher, and he is so much happier and better paid. Something to consider. Yup, so glad my dad drummed into me at an early age to work to live, don't live to work. His biggest regret in life is doing 12-hour shifts 6 to 7 days a week for decades whilst his kids grew up barely knowing him. To the point where he actually wept when discussing it with me and apologized. Garbage men are well paid. Learn SQL. No degree to speak of, just certifications. Lots of database opportunities out there. I did this. Watched YouTube videos to get my first job. Been doing database programming and business intelligence stuff for 8-ish years now. Make good money, fully remote, super comfortable, and recruiters reach out constantly with new opportunities. What kind of job did you get first? It doesn't sound like you had work experience besides the bachelor's in math, so what job got your foot in the door? I didn't. My only jobs prior were a math tutor and manual labor at a paper mill. The title of the job was weird, but it was basically a data analyst. You could also see SQL programmer, database programmer, by developer, by engineer, data engineer, and some others. They're all different jobs, technically, but most of the skills are transferable between them. Home inspection for real estate companies. If you get in with enough realtors you can make more than $100,000 annually. Someone's already said being a truck driver, so here's some background info on how to do this and what to expect. This is from someone who drove truck for 15 years. There's 2 kinds of truck drivers as far as my experience goes. One is OTR, meaning over the road, and that means driving all over the US. These companies will not only train you, but also feed you while at their school. After getting your CDL, you go with a trainer and unfortunately, you might be with that trainer in as little as a month, then you're on your own. And do not fall for the company's line of BS in how you should lease one of their trucks so you can make a lot more money. 99.99% of the time, it's a lie. While on the road with your trainer, you're going to be paid a flat wage, no matter how much driving you'll be doing. You can always quit, but you've also signed a contract stating if you do, you're responsible for what the company has paid for your training, etc. And a lot of companies won't hire you until you have 1 year's worth of experience due to insurance liability. While on the road, buying food from truck stops, etc. gets to be expensive, and believe me, bologna/cheese sandwiches, etc. Gets to be disgusting after a while. If possible, bring stuff you can cook, with groceries from Walmart, etc. Brother turned me onto this trick. When he got back home after being gone a couple of months, he dug out his camping gear, which included a Coleman single-burner propane stove. He'd cook pork chops, chicken, etc. on it, along with having fresh salads all the time. He was married and had 2 kids to support, so every dime he saved went to mama. Thing is, while I enjoyed doing this kind of driving, I also hated it, because there would be times of no load available for 3 days. Company paid me $50 per day, but when I'm driving, I'm making $200, a big difference. Thing is, once you're free and clear of your 1 year's obligation of driving for some company, time to move on to an LTL company, meaning less than loaded. This is when companies will want their goods shipped somewhere, but not enough to fill a trailer, so now you have a trailer filled with a variety of goods going elsewhere. Example is going from Reno, Nevada to Los Angeles, California, where your company has a terminal, though sometimes, you might do what's called a drop and hook. Drop that trailer in a different yard, pick up another trailer to take it to some other yard, usually your final destination. Unlike OTR trucks, which are sleeper trucks, you'll be driving a day cab, with the company providing you a motel room at your final destination. However, some companies have dedicated routes where you go to / from the same place several times a week. Like me running from Reno to Phoenix. The benefits of LTL work is, for me, being a Monday through Friday job, with weekends and holidays off, and those holidays are also paid, something OTR guys don't get. And I made at least the same amount of money doing this versus OTR driving. And don't think of the money, memories you'll have while on the road, whether OTR or LTL. I started taking my 35mm camera and a tripod with me, but film would take about 2 weeks for development. So I bought a digital camera, way before they became so common. Think I took 4 or 5K worth of photos, such as me standing next to the sign saying "Welcome to Texas, Florida," etc. Anyway, how this helps. I'm a restaurant manager right now, have a 1-year-old, and I will be quitting the industry after 10 long years in a month. Hospitality sucks in general. Working weekends and public holidays. Your friends are out and about during these times, and when it's your turn to take a break, they are all back to work. So from a social life point of view, you miss out hanging with your friends. The pay is shit and the various hours sucks. I did hospitality from uni days for 8 years. At the end, I just got out cause the pay was so shit. Yeah, even when the pay isn't shit, it's not worth it. I'm changing careers to become a custodian for the local school board. Pays a little less, wages higher, but without tips supplementing my pay, it's less, and I'm so excited. The mental and physical exhaustion really gets to you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos.